so what I'm doing right now is I'm going to go ahead and set up the dog dish. I've turned it over and I'm putting some masking tape. You can also use painter's tape for this. And what this does is when they are trying to crawl up the side of the dog dish, it makes the surface less slick. This one actually is a little bit rough, but it just makes it so that they're able to crawl up the side of the dog dish. And then what I'm going to do is after I get all of that taped, I'm going to put some talcum powder on the inside rim so that once they get in, they can't get out. So I'm going to put a little bit of water around the bottom once I get it set up, have the tape around here, and then I have my dry ice here. And this was, I'm in Cincinnati, and there's a little ice and deli place that sells this, and so I got 2 of these for $8. So just to give you a price point for how much this is going to cost, these are about $2.50 at Target, and that's pretty much the cost of your setup. So I have one like this, just like this downstairs. So I'm going to do, each of them at the same time, just so why do you want to do that, Tom, again?
What's that?
Do 2 at the same time.
The carbon dioxide that's released from the ice is going to be what attracts the bed bug. We don't want to set them in 2 different directions, detecting the carbon dioxide. It's usually best if you can probably do 2 of them together.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're setting them up at the same time. I asked the ice guy how long it would take for this amount of ice to melt, and he said, he really didn't have an idea, but just depending on the room temperature, and but I'm assuming that's going to take a good amount of time, hours to melt. So fortunately this house is empty right now. It's a rental property, so we're just between tenants, so we don't have the problem with having to be careful about anybody touching this or getting close to this, because you do have to be careful about touching the dry ice, and it could be a danger if you have tenants that are already occupying your house. That could be a problem. But basically that is it for our bed bug test. Got your handy dandy dog dish turned over, and it turns into a moat to have the water in there. We're roughening up the sides, smoothing the inside with some talcum powder. So the goal is that they're going to be attracted to the carbon dioxide when this ice melts. They're going to come along and they're going to be crawling up the side here, and they're going to, this will be roughened up so they can get over, and they're going to get trapped in the water here and not be able to get out. So when I come back tomorrow and check this thing, I'm hoping that there aren't any bed bugs in there. But, if there is, then, we can, we won't run into a problem where we get a tenant in here and they're finding bed bugs and having a problem that way. So we're trying to kind of avoid that problem and just do a little test. So I will shoot another one and do a follow-up and let you know how it turns out. So, all right.
Come and get it, bed bugs.